Can you walk me through like the second location itself? Like what did startup look like?
So as we went into that market, we looked at what our new customer acquisition costs were going to be, like what is each lead going to cost?
And you already serviced that market a little bit, like you already had some percentage of revenue there?
Yeah, we had some percentage of revenue. I think we had about 800,000 of revenue in those zip codes. The original goal was to drive it to 3 million in year one and then 5 million in year two. And so, what kind of marketing expense or marketing resources are going to be needed for that? The questions at the time was, are you going to do someone internal that's part of your current operations team? Or are you going to bring someone in from outside to run that location? So those were some of the early on questions with that location.
Like you said, first year 3, second year 5, like how did you pace against that?
Yeah, it ended up first year 2, second year is like going to probably be around 3.5.
That's what you thought the challenges were going to be? What did the challenges end up being?
One, we had to learn the skill set and the experience. Like some skills are learned through just experience. I'd say the things we're still learning is what processes make sense for our larger operating branch, which will do, 25, 27 million this year. And then what processes make sense for a two, because they're different processes that work for our larger 25, 27 million dollar branch aren't going to be the same processes that work for a smaller $3 million branch. So that's something we're still working through. Like not having selling techs and having comfort consultants is a proven model or proven process for our larger location. But the question mark we have is it a proven process for a smaller branch of maybe 3 HVAC techs? Or is there something where a threshold where you need 5 or 6 service techs to support one consultant, like just working through those like process changes? Other things we're thinking about is, like a larger branch, you have dedicated like warehouse people or dedicated dispatchers. In the smaller location, you still need one person wearing multiple hats. So, this one person, thankfully she's amazing, Katie. She's a dispatcher part-time, she's a warehouse person part-time, office manager part-time. And so just identifying what processes, when to incorporate processes at what point, I guess, is one of the things we're still working through. One of the cool things that have come out of it, I would say last year we would have our smaller location run some of our larger location calls, where this year it switches. So just the sharing of resources and technicians where, hey, I have too many calls in the southern market. Is there a chance you can send some technicians down to help cover these calls? Instead of rescheduling them or pushing them to the next day, we're able to be just more flexible with technician resources like that.